Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new. I'm super excited about this week's video because I was going through all the books on my shelf and I have gotten so many incredible books recently. Some advanced copies, some new releases, just some really anticipated reads. And I know a lot of you have been begging me to read some of these, so I decided what better way to spend this week reading than to get you guys to choose what I am reading. So this week I'm going to be asking you all on Instagram to vote in polls and choose every book I read this week. Each poll is going to be between two books that you just have been begging me to read for a long time, or a lot of you have been really wanting my opinions on, or just to see my reactions reading them. So I'm so excited about this. I feel like we'll be getting some really great reading done this week. I have quite a free week, so I'm going to be reading as much as possible, hopefully 3 to 4 books. I'm slightly nervous because I feel like a lot of these I'm hoping you guys will choose, but then I know there are some books you all really want me to read that I have been very much avoiding because I am too scared to start them. But anyway, that is the fun of today's video. So without any further rambling, let's just get started and pick our first 2 books. A book that I got recently-ish and you guys have been begging me to read and get my thoughts on because it is actually an early release. I got an advanced copy of it, is Wandering Wild by Lynette Noni. This is a very exciting release for me because Lynette Noni is quickly becoming one of my favorite authors of all time. I love her Madoran Chronicles. I'm currently reading the Prison Healer series. I am just absolutely obsessed with her. And this is her newest release that comes out in April. I cannot believe I got an early copy of this, but I feel so grateful and I would absolutely love to get to this video. Also received a few arcs recently, so I figured maybe let's just do another arc, keep it in theme. I received this one literally yesterday, and this is a new YA romantasy, and it comes out in June of 2025. So this is a really early release, and this is called The Air of Storms by Lauren Hamilton Murray. I'll put a little picture up here of what the cover actually looks like because obviously it's an advanced copy, so it looks a little bit different. But on the back it says an epic YA romantasy in the style of Twin Crowns and early Sarah J Maas with a touch of the Hunger Games. That sounds so much fun to me. I just feel like this is going to be such an easy, quick read. I think we're also working with elemental magic in this, which I find really fascinating. I don't think this Wandering Wild is a fantasy. It might have fantastical elements. I'm not exactly sure. But these are 2 arcs that are very anticipated for me, so I figure we'll just put them against each other, and this will be the first book that you guys can choose for this week. I'm just about to start Wandering Wild by Miss Lynette Noni. This is her newest release. It comes out on the 29th of April 2025, so still a good few months away. I actually can't believe I'm reading this so far in advance. I will say the only thing you have to keep in mind when you're reading advanced copies like this is that the final copy may be a little bit different. There may be some editing mistakes in this, all that kind of stuff. Nothing major. The plot's going to be the same. I lied just before. I actually have started it, but I'm only a few pages in. And I kind of had in my mind, just because all I've read, and I feel like all Lynette Noni has written before, is YA fantasy and things like that. And so I kind of had in my mind that this was going to be a YA fantasy or fantastical kind of contemporary romance. We were going to have magical aspects to it, but I think I was wrong and it kind of makes me excited. So basically we're following Xander, who is a celebrity. He's just a celebrity that a lot of people are obsessed with purely because of his looks. However, there's been some very bad media and press on him recently. Not that we know what it is, but there's been quite a bit, and we don't know if this is necessarily true. It could be completely false media, false coverage. Nevertheless, he needs to restore his reputation before he goes on to filming his next project. Otherwise, they will drop him. They don't want this bad press surrounding their new project. Obviously, it's going to set up to fail, they think. So him and his agent come up with this idea to make a competition, allowing fans to enter from all around the world to win a week getaway in the wilderness with him. So somebody gets chosen to go with him into the wilderness somewhere. Going back to Australia, we are following Ember and Charlie. They're both young teenage girls, and Ember absolutely loves Xander. She is absolutely obsessed with him, and she's you know what, I really want to enter. So she enters numerous times, and then she ends up winning. However, she has struggled with leukemia in the past, and her doctor has advised her that she cannot go. She nominates Charlie, her best friend, who actually despises Xander, to go in her place. So we've got forced proximity, enemies to lovers, and it's just not what I expected. It's really not what I expected, but I feel like I'm going to love it. It's so easy to read. It's so easy to just binge, and I feel like I'm just going to get lost in this, honestly. I'm excited. I'm excited to delve into this a little bit more. So yeah, let's get reading. actually read so much of this last night and I really wasn't expecting to. I kind of didn't realize how easy this was to read. It also, like, the text is really big and I feel like that makes it super easy to just binge. I am 200 pages in and let me just say I'm really enjoying it. I feel like this is just such an easy, fun read. It is definitely really fun for the summer because we are set in the wilderness and they're hiking, all that kind of stuff. I definitely wouldn't be able to do this. Like, I thought they were just going on like a hike. They're doing like a survival mode. Like, they're finding their own food, everything like that. There is a little bit of like hunting involved, not really that much. Not really hunting, but like gathering food. And so if you're squeamish with that, it's not very prominent. Like, we don't really do it very much, but like in case you were really, really sensitive to that, just warning you. But it's really fun. I am having such a good time. I'm very curious to see everyone else's thoughts on this. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star, but it's definitely going to be like a 4-star or above. Like, it's just really easy and fun to read. It's definitely a YA feel, but I really like our characters. I really like the chemistry between our characters, the connection, and I really love how it hasn't just been like grumpy sunshine, enemies to lovers straight away. There is definitely a bit of slow burn, and I feel like YA series definitely do that best. I feel like they definitely let us hold on and just grasp the little tiny interactions. That's what I love. Lynette Noni is just, her writing is so digestible. You can literally just sit down and binge it in a day, and I actually think it's only 2 o'clock. No, it's only 1 o'clock at the moment, and I actually think I'm going to be able to finish this today. I am more than halfway through. I didn't even stay up that late reading last night. I just couldn't put it down, honestly. If one day I actually get a chance to meet Lynette Noni, it will be so cool to get this arc signed. Like, that'll be a dream of mine. I've got like all of her books. I can bring all of her books to get them signed. I wouldn't do that to her. Maybe. Kidding. That is what the real cover is going to look like, by the way, which is super cute. I'm just having a really fun time. This is a really fun book. Soon I'll probably pick some other books to go in our little like poll. I think we'll do a romance next and then we'll do a fantasy. So I haven't quite finished Wandering Wild yet, but I'm very close. And so I figure now I should put up a poll because I'll probably start another book tonight. Now I can put up a poll for my next read. So by the time I start my next read, we'll have enough votes to kind of to go off it. I'm thinking a romance for my next read because I have one very specific one in mind, and that is actually on my Kindle, and that A Love Letter to Whiskey. I have heard so much about this for such a long time, and I've just been really scared to go into it because I just see people literally crying over it all the time, and I'm like, don't know if I'm ready for that. I think I am ready for it if it gets chosen. I might regret those words. I figure I'll do another romance because I don't want to like compare that to like a high fantasy book. So I think what we're gonna do is probably play along. I know it's different vibes, I think. I don't know. This is the 4th book in the Windy City series. I have really liked the first 3 books in the Windy City series. They're really fun. They're like sports billionaire romance series. I've been hearing really, really good things about this one. Like, people are obsessed with this one. Some people even like it more than The Right Move, which is a big statement, a bold statement, but like that's good for them. I think we're gonna do this one and A Love Letter to Whiskey. I think I'll put a little poll together and see what people choose. Romance book, like a contemporary. What? Stop. Actually stop. I finished Wandering Wild by Lynette Noni. This was so cute. I'm gonna be completely transparent with you guys though. I am feeling like absolute shit. Like, I actually, be completely honest, I struggle with chronic illnesses, and the past 4 days I have been feeling so nauseous and hardly been able to eat, and it just really sucks. So I am feeling very lightheaded and still nauseous and tired as a result of that. So if I sound crazy, that is why. So the next day, obviously, I couldn't really read too much last night, but I was so close to finishing this, and I'm glad I finished it on camera because that ending was actually so cute. Like, I actually am kind of obsessed with it. I love the way Lynette Noni writes, and whilst this wasn't like 5-star, I do think I'm gonna rate it like a 4.25 star because it was so much fun. And I feel like if I read this when I was 14, maybe 16 still, just the little sparks of chemistry between these two characters, I would have actually eaten up. I would have just been like, this is actually the cutest thing I have ever read. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better angle. Maisie decided to like knock the whole table. But yeah, I think I would have like just been like, this is the cutest book I have ever read. I want this. I want what they have. Their connection is so cute that is like, oh my God, Maisie, actually stop moving. That is actually like what I want in my future. And like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the way Lynette Noni writes, her characters are just so beautiful and so real and so relatable. Like I loved this so much. And I feel like definitely digging deeper into the characters is really cute. Definitely read this. If you just need like a quick, easy, fun, fast-paced read, definitely read this. It's like an adventure romance, which I haven't read anything like that in such a long time. So I feel like that's also why I really liked it. We do have our next read chosen. I asked on Instagram to vote on a poll again, obviously, and it was between Love Letter to Whiskey and Play Along by Liz Tomford. I'm holding the camera because it's a little bit easier. I actually thought Love Letter to Whiskey was going to win. I was 100% sure that was going to win because I feel like so many of you have been begging me to read that for a long time. But this won. I think the end result was like 63% that this won. So it wasn't like a crazy difference, but it was definitely a difference enough. So this is the 4th book in the Windy City series, as I said before. I am super excited to go into this one. I feel like this is the perfect book for me to read today because I'm feeling so like, I don't know, just down. Maisie's just really wanting every single bit of attention today. Hopefully this will just take my mind off feeling shitty and we can just immerse ourselves into this fun little romance world of billionaire sportsmen. So in this one we are following Isaiah, who is also a baseball player like in the last one. I think he is related to Kai from Caught Up. And then we are also following Kennedy, who is, I think she's like the physio or doctor of the team. So that would be really interesting. And I do think I've heard that this is a fake dating type situation, which I love. That is like one of my favorite tropes of all time. So I'm very excited about this and I'm just gonna go in and have the best time I possibly can. I am literally only, it's still the same day by the way, it's just later in the afternoon now. But the way that I'm literally only 70 pages in and I have already felt so many butterflies and giggles and kicking my feet and giggling, if I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the one that really spoke to me was The Right Move. The other ones were just fun. They were just fun. But this one is giving me all the feels. All the feels. I'm very excited to keep going on this because are you kidding me? Kennedy and Isaiah have so much chemistry. I cannot explain. Also, can I talk about like the strong female lead in this? Because Kennedy is the only female staff member on the Windy City Warriors team, the baseball team. And the way she just holds herself so confidently. And then of course, like Isaiah stands up for her like, and he's like, I am not taking any sexism towards her just because she is a woman. I am loving that. I am loving that so much. It's just a great little like integrated kind of thing. Also, this is like a he falls first kind of situation. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna keep reading. I have not been able to put this book down. Something about this book is so addictive and I like cannot even describe what it is. I am obsessed with these two. These two are amazing. I am 170 pages in, so I've literally read 100 pages since I last talked to you and I cannot. These guys are absolutely overtaking my personality. They're overtaking my brain at the moment. I will say though, it doesn't feel like insta love, but it also kind of is insta love at the same time. And I'm kind of confused because we've got all of this to go. Like what is going to happen in the next, what, like 250 pages? Like I'm kind of confused and I'm kind of a little bit scared. We've had a few crossovers from Caught Up, obviously, because we're following Isaiah, who is Kai's brother. So obviously we've got some character cameos, which I'm really liking. We've kind of had a few mentions of other people from like The Right Move and Mile High. I'm kind of hoping we have a little bit more of that because I love a good interconnected romance series. Like it makes it so much fun. I'm getting just so giddy reading this. Even, I feel like you could definitely read this one as a standalone. If for some reason you don't want to read the rest of the series, you could easily read The Right Move as a standalone and then this is a standalone. Mile High is probably my least favorite. I'm terrible at ranking things. It goes Right Move, probably this one because I'm already loving it so much, Caught Up, and then Mile High. That's my ranking of them. We'll see if that changes. I doubt it, but like that would have to be, this would have to be a very good book for it to change. But like I'm getting good vibes. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna keep reading now. It is obviously later in the night. I have not been able to put this book down. I am just over halfway through this. I'm at page 260. I don't know why this book has such a hold on me, but it really truly does. I love Isaiah. I am loving him as a love interest. He is quickly climbing up there with Ryan Shea. Like that's how much I am loving these two together. Ryan Shea is from The Right Move. if you didn't know. I didn't really think I would. I didn't have much high hopes, and maybe that's why I'm loving it so much, because I went in with such like just low expectations. I'm just gonna keep reading now. It's about 8 o'clock. I'll probably read for another hour or so, maybe even a little bit more if I'm really enjoying it. This is kind of my time where I just read as much as I want before bed. I'm scared though. I'm really scared of what the kind of third act breakup is going to bring, because I feel like in every romance books, I don't think I've ever read a romance book where there hasn't been a third act breakup, and I am just anticipating it in this. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, okay, that would happen in real life. I get that. That's totally fair. Like, you have to work through that to be together. Sometimes I'm like, that was not needed. If there was communication, this would not have happened. So I'm really hoping it's going to be a fair enough kind of actually, no, I think I know what it's going to be actually when I'm thinking about that. I don't want it to be that, but like if I'm faced with that, then we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep reading now. Okay, it's the next day. I have almost finished Play Along. I'm actually obsessed with it, but because we've almost finished it, it means it's time to pick our next read for this video. So I kind of already have books in mind for this one. Number one is Ember in the Ashes. This is on my TBR for the month of February, and I would really, really love to get it. This is a YA fantasy series. I think it is a 4-book series. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been seeing so much about this recently. I feel like it's had a bit of a comeback. I knew it was really big back like a good few years ago when it was first published, and I think it's had a bit of a comeback recently. So I'm really curious about this one. Kind of crossing my fingers that this one gets chosen, but like clearly I haven't had good intuition in the past. And then the other book I was thinking of is Cruel is the Light by Sophie Lark. These are both similar lengths. I think they're about 450 pages each, which is bizarre because like, look at that difference. Hilarious. Cruel is the Light. I also would love to read this one, so I'm really not too picky, but this is a YA fantasy romance, and it is between demons and exorcists. I think it's a bit of an enemies to lovers situation. I'm really intrigued by this one. I haven't really seen many people read it. It only came out in January, and I haven't really seen any opinions on it. So I'm kind of intrigued to like go into this one and see what I think of it. I do feel like I'll like it. I feel like it'll be a really easy read. But yeah, I think we're gonna choose between these two. I feel like they're really good options. So let's go ask you guys. I'm literally so close to finishing. I think I'm like 15 pages away. Stop. These guys are so cute. Like, they're so cute. I want to be them when I grow up. I feel like they have like the best form of like love languages, like physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, like me. I can't have one love language like acts of service and words of affirmation. It's so like sappy romantic, but in the best way possible. Why is this so cute? I did not expect to have such a fun time reading this. I actually don't know what I rate it. Like, I'm probably gonna have to come back. Definitely over a 4 stars. Probably 4.5 stars, which is crazy. Usually these kind of books are just palette cleansers for me, but these characters, they just connected to me so much. And I really didn't expect that. By the way, I'm feeling like so much better than I was. Thank God. So I have a lot more energy now, and just, oh my God, like they're actually so cute. I don't know this is better than Right Move. I feel like it might be on the same tier. I know, crazy, but like I loved it. I just love the way that they show each other appreciation, and they show each other that they love each other. Like, I need that. I need the reassurance. I need the confirmation. Like, and the way they work through each other's kind of like mental, I don't want to say problems because they're not problems. They're just challenges, like mental challenges that they both deal with and that can reflect on their, like how they act in their life. I just love how they help each other work through them. It's so cute. It is so, so cute. I highly recommend it. I will say, for our next book, we're going back to my roots. We're doing some fantasy. I believe it's YA fantasy, but like it was a nice refreshing. It was so nice to just read a few romances, honestly. I will say the only problem I have with romances is I read The Striker recently. Sometimes when I was thinking about this book, I was like, oh, then this happens. Wait, no, that happened in The Striker, not in this book. So don't recommend reading sports romances, especially like billionaire sports romances, making it a little bit confusing in my brain, especially because I read this in like less than 24 hours, I feel like, and I read The Striker in less than 24 hours. That was a few days ago. But for our next book, I posted this morning what I should read next. And as of now, we have had about 1,000 votes. So I feel like it was only posted 3 hours ago, I think, 4 hours ago. So we've had about 1,000 votes, and I feel like that's enough for now. So we're just gonna go off this, and that is 67% for Ember in the Ashes and 33% for for Cruel is the Light. There was a clear winner there, and that is Ember in the Ashes. I'm going to start this today. I am so excited to start this one. I think this has a bit of like undercover, a little bit of like romance. So I'll probably start reading the physical copy. I might even see if I can get the like Kindle version for later tonight. Definitely going to try and read as much of this as I can today. I've just been in such a reading mood and I am loving it. I feel like I'm just falling back in love with reading. Like I wasn't necessarily in a slump, but I just didn't have the urge to like pick up as many books. Once I did pick them up, I was reading and I was great. But like I just didn't have that urge. But right now I am having that urge. I am just wanting to read as much as humanly possible. So we'll see how much of this we can get done. As I said, this is a 450 page book. So it's a decent size, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, we'll see how much we can get read together. So it is actually the next day. I read not so much. I feel like I read quite a bit last night because I feel like with books, sometimes I'll start them. I'll only read like 20 pages and it will take me a day or so to like actually get into it. This one, I am straight into it. I am over 100 pages in now. Clearly have made a little bit of a dent and I am like actually obsessed with it. Like where has this book been my entire life? Are you serious? I'm just loving the environment of it. I'm loving the setting. I'm loving the characters. I like the whole magic world that's been set up, that's getting built around us. I also got it on my Kindle and like the cover's different. I love this cover. It's so cute. But last night I could just lie in bed and read it so that I didn't have to like hold it up. I know, lazy, but anyway. At the moment I'm a physical book phase, but this one is very like, it's definitely gonna have some cracking of the spine. But basically, if you don't know what Ember in the Ashes is about, we are following Alea. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She doesn't have any parents and her sister and I think another brother as well have passed away, and so she only has her brother and her grandparents left. In this world there are scholars and marshals, I think they are. Marshals are like ruthless kind of soldiers that control the city and scholars basically live in fear. And one day marshals come in and raid Leia's home and take her brother into custody, into prison. Because this is her only family member left, she is like desperate to get him back. So she tries really hard to find the resistance, which is like a, I guess, rebel force rebelling against the Marshal Empire. When she finds them, they tell her that they will rescue her brother as long as she gives something in return. And what they need is a spy. So she poses as a slave so she can hopefully get information from the palace back to the resistance force. And then on top of that, we're also following Elias, and he is a soldier training to become the next Marshal Emperor. So we've got a little bit of forced proximity, enemies to lovers going on. And I will say so far, the romance is very, very much a subplot and I love it. I love when the romance is actually a subplot and like it's not the main focus of this. It makes it so much better for me. I feel like the tensions are higher. Oh my gosh, I just love it. I have the day off today, which I'm very excited about, and that means I can read as much as I want. I am hoping that I can finish this today. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I just feel like it's the morning now and I feel like I just want to sit down and binge this all day. So we'll see how we go. I impress myself with my matcha skills sometimes, like that is one good matcha latte. Okay, we've been reading Ember in the Ashes. I fear I have a new obsession coming about because I have not been able to stop thinking about these characters. I've not been able to stop thinking about the world. I feel like there's quite high stakes in this series as well. I forgot to mention earlier as well, there's trials, which is really fun. And so yeah, I feel like there's just really high stakes. So it just makes you kind of be there like on the edge of your seat the entire time because you just, oh my God, I'm just wanting to know what happens. I think I'm about just over 50% through. So far, like actually obsessed. Like I'll be wanting to continue this series so quickly. It's not even funny. I've been reading it on my Kindle a lot because I don't know, I've been finding it easier at the moment. Literally cannot tell you how much I'm enjoying this. It is so much fun. I love the world. I also feel like what's really cool about this is that I can't relate it to anything. I can't be like, oh, if you like Sarah J Maas, you really like this. Oh, it's giving Hunger Games vibes, anything like that. It is purely its own vibes, which is just so hard to find these days. I feel like usually they remind you of something. This is just, it reminds me of nothing. It is entirely unique and original and I love it. The only thing I can think that it might be slightly similar to is like City of Brass. So I'm just super excited about it. I'm super excited to have a new series to obsess over. I've kind of wanted to be starting like a new series. Oh, hi Mace. We're just gonna sit back and read this for a little while, see if we can get it done today. I'm actually like hooked. Let's keep going. I'm getting so close to finish this. Like, I am like 3/4 of the way through purely because I cannot stop reading it and I am just obsessed with this. Also, the tiny little specks of romance that we're getting are perfect. They are actually perfect. I am obsessed with them. It's only 2 in the afternoon now, so I feel like I have enough time to finish this today. I've got about 120-ish pages left, all of that. But like, I don't really want it to end. I think I'm gonna have to be like running to get the next book in this series because like, are you serious? It is so good. I'm very excited to continue this series. I'm very excited about this whole new universe that I've just entered. It is kind of wonderful. Where has this book been my entire life? That is my question. I know I am very late to this. I know that this has been such a popular series for such a long time, but I'm glad I'm finally reading it. I'm glad I'm finally getting to experience this world. Yeah, anyway, let's keep reading. Let's try and finish this together. Finished Ember in the Ashes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I have a new fantasy obsession. I genuinely have a new obsession. I won't be able to stop thinking about this. This was so good. This was the perfect way to spend my afternoon just binging this book. These characters are wonderful. I feel like I got so attached to them. I love it. I love these characters so much. I love this world so much. I definitely cannot wait to continue this series. I think I really want to like binge this series, honestly. I say that all the time and then I like have like 5 other series I need to binge, but like I like the length of these books as well. They're not too intense. They're definitely really fun, easy reads. I really like the sense of politics in this as well. Like I feel like it was just a really well balanced book. We had a really good sense of like plot, action, very much high stakes, and then a little bit of romance, some really, really good character development, and some really good politics. So I feel like it was just such a well-rounded book. For a rating, I think I'm gonna go a 4.5 stars. I think I loved it that much. I have a feeling that the next books in this series could definitely be a 5 stars. This was a really, really good setup to the rest of the series, and I am so excited to see where we go from here. That, like, there's so many possibilities. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get to it. I am so happy with what we read. I feel like they were all really, really good books. We had a whole different range of genres, and I just had so much fun this week. I had so much fun letting you guys choose what to read and what I should read. In saying that, we didn't get to very many books on my TBR, but you know, that can be for another video. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I had such a fun time. I hope you did too. It honestly means the world that you're here and that you stayed to the end, so just thank you to everyone who did. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video.